Stephen Carter, your host for this episode of Happy and Healthy Senior Living. Welcome. Stories that lead our show. Scammers are using AI voices to steal millions by impersonating loved ones. Over 5,000 victims conned out of their money, and guess what age group they are targeting? Do you have trouble sleeping? Well, Consumer Reports has some suggestions to help you. More evidence that a heart-healthy lifestyle is linked to longer life free of disease, such as type 2 diabetes, cancers, and other conditions. All of this and more in this episode of Healthy and Happy Senior Living. Stephen Carter, your host for the Happy and Healthy Senior Living Show. I thank you for joining me. Who is this show for? If you are a senior or you are a caregiver, and you're a caregiver either in a family situation or you're a professional caregiver, this show is for you. It is important for us all to understand the research, studies, and information we can apply to have a healthy and happy senior living experience. In Android Authority, headline, Scammers are using AI voices to steal millions by impersonating loved ones. Over 5,000 victims have been conned out of their money through the phone in 2022. This story published March 6, 2023 in Android Authority. So the summary, AI voice-generated software is allowing scammers to mimic the voice of loved ones. These impersonations have led to people being scammed out of, are you ready? $11 million. $11 million over the phone in 2022 alone. The elderly make up a majority of those who are targeted. The article goes on, AI, which is short for artificial intelligence. AI has been a central topic in the high-tech world for a while now, as Microsoft continues to infuse its products with ChatGPT, and Google attempts to keep up by pushing out its own AI products. While AI has the potential to do some genuinely impressive stuff, like generating images based on a single line of text, we're starting to see more of the downside of the barely regulated technology. The latest example of this is AI voice generators being used to scam people out of their money. The article goes on, and by the way, I will have this linked in the show notes, as all articles will be linked in the show notes. The bottom line here, if you get a surprise call from someone claiming to be a grandchild, a nephew, even an adult child, and they are saying they need money or they need something else from you, make sure you really know who you're talking with. Call them back on a number that you know is a good number, not on any number that is provided by a potential scammer who calls you up on the phone. These kinds of crimes are going to become more prevalent over time. Please, please do not be a victim. Next up, how to fall asleep when your mind won't rest. Rein in racing thoughts with these calming, expert-backed strategies, and you won't even have to count sheep. Lead paragraph. If you can't fall asleep because you're playing back all the drama from earlier in the day, you are not alone. I'm right there with you, along with 4 in 10 Americans. According to a nationally representative survey of more than 2,000 U.S. adults, conducted by Consumer Reports. In October of 2022, in fact, 42% said, "Thoughts running through my mind, keeping me awake," was the most common sleep challenge Americans said they experienced over the past 12 months. The article goes on to share the physical steps that you need to get yourself ready for sleep, but you also need to do some things with the mind mentally as well. One of my favorites is breathing exercises. They offer two in particular, one called box breathing. Before you begin, exhale to let all of the air out of your lungs. Now take in a slow breath through your nose, or whatever feels comfortable, for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. Breathe through your mouth for a count of 4. Breathe out through your mouth for a count of 4. And hold your breath for a count of 4. And rinse and repeat. The rinse part is my addition. One thing to keep in mind here, there's a second method that they offer, the 4-7-8 method. And this is the favorite method of the author. This is the one, and the author is speaking here, this is the one I turn to when I can't sleep at 3 a.m. Breathe in for 4 count, which is about 4 seconds. Hold for 7 counts. Breathe out for 8 counts. I inhale through my nose and exhale through my mouth, but experts say you should opt for the strategy that feels most comfortable for you. Here's one that I have always recommended to my clients. And by the way, I've been doing client work, helping clients with stress for more than 4 decades. One that I recommend is the 4-6. The 4-7-8 method is good, but it also means you're likely going to be caught up in the minutia of, am I doing it for 4 seconds, 7 seconds, and so forth. So try what I consider an easier but equally effective method called the 4-6. You breathe in for 4, just hold very briefly at the top of the breath, and you exhale for the count of 6 seconds. Why do you want to exhale for a longer period on the exhalation? When you breathe in, you are engaging the fight-flight side of the autonomic nervous system. When we exhale, we are activating the parasympathetic side of the autonomic nervous system. And what does that mean for you? It means you're activating the calming side. So when you exhale for a longer period than your inhale, you are calming the overall brain, mind, body. Breathing is an excellent way to calm the mind. It gives your mind something to focus on as you're breathing, and all of that should mean that you will fall off to sleep much faster than, well, say, counting sheep. This article offers some other techniques, so do have a look at that if you have problems going off to sleep. Heart-healthy lifestyle linked to longer life free of disease such as type 2 diabetes, cancer. This story in medical news today. Some key points here. The American Heart Association's Life Essential 8 is a concept that defines cardiovascular health based on 4 modifiable behaviors such as physical activity, sleep, 4 modifiable biometric measures such as weight, blood glucose, and blood lipid levels. These all impact or affect cardiovascular health, and they cite various studies. They talk about Life's Essential 8 and cardiovascular health, life expectancy free of chronic conditions, and cardiovascular health and lifespan. Just a really informative article. Again, all of these articles linked in the show notes. There is a video that I want to share with you, and this is a really informative video. It's called How to Walk to Prevent Falls. How to Walk to Prevent Falls. This video will discuss the 3 things people do when they walk that causes falls, and it's going to show you how to prevent all of those 3. As we age, I think we all can get into some challenging habits, some habits that actually can contribute to the risk of falls. So you do want to avoid that, and this video will give you some great information about how to do that. Speaking of falls and so forth, in the March 31 edition of medicalexpress.com headline, Smart Socks alerts older people to risk of falling. Smart Sock, or Smart Sock, rather, not socks, Smart Sock alerts older people to the risk of falling. Lead paragraph. Older people will be alerted to the increased risk of falls thanks to a new smart sock created by Electronic Textiles, e-textiles, experts at Nottingham Trent University. Researchers created a prototype over sock which detects near falls within more than 94%. Can inform caregivers and professionals so that they can take action to prevent actual falls from happening. Now, this is in the research phase, so look for further information as far as products are concerned down the line. In Psychology Today, headline, the article in Psychology Today, Does Life Get More Fun as You Age? Research reveals 12 amazing benefits of getting older. Key points. Many young and middle-aged adults assume that old age is an unhappy time. This stereotype is not supported by research. Contrary to the stereotypes, older adults are generally happier and more mentally stable than other age groups. And point 3, aging brings numerous other benefits, such as choice, creativity, and personal development that have been verified by research. So good stuff here. And I think from my own experience, absolutely true. The AARP Foundation has created a specific site called Connect To Tools to Overcome Social Isolation. This is a really informative resource page. There are a variety of tools available on this site, so if this is something you would like to explore, it is available for you to have a look at in this episode's show notes. So with that, I think we will call it a show. And if you would like to be in touch with me, email me at cartermethod@gmail.com. If you have not yet subscribed where you get your podcasts, do that because you don't want to miss an episode of Healthy and Happy Senior Living. Until our next visit together, your host here, Stephen Carter, wishing for you and your loved ones blessings in abundance.